All right. What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel, guys. Welcome back to Omar BYT, ladies and gentlemen. And welcome, guys, to another episode of the Beyond the Pitch Barca versus Arsenal show, guys. This time around, guys, I had to bring him back. It's been a while since I've actually had him on my channel, guys. Big up to my guy, Halftime Hooks in the building. What's going on, bro?
Nah, man, I'm good, man. Man, the grind, man. Life is life, and when life is life, and just doing up some life, man. So, yeah, man. But pick up yourself, man, and yeah, man. Looking forward to talking a bit of football, man. Looking forward to talking a
Nah,
bit of
for sure, man. Listen, big ups to every single one of you guys watching. Make sure you guys like the video, subscribe to the channel. Pardon, guys, if my stream is very, very bright, guys. Unfortunately, yeah, too many stuff happening behind the scenes. That's why my stream is very, very bright. But appreciate you guys for always being here. Make sure you guys go subscribe to Halftime Hooks, guys. One of my favorite people in this platform, guys. Always like going to his channel, man, doing the calm Arsenal thing. When I like a little bit of North Side, a little bit of Lever. When I want to listen to some calm, relaxed, voice reason. You feel me, right? I go to Halftime Hooks because he gives us the calm version. You feel me, right? But big up to every single, but he's one of the realest guys out here. Always says it as it is. Always comes up with his hands up. When he gets it wrong. At the end of the day, man, we just love to see, man. And listen. Arsenal Football Club, man, this another season, man, and a lot of crazy stuff have happened since the last time we spoke. Obviously, last time we did Beyond the Pitch, you were very optimistic about the season. Everything was looking good. You were kind of looking at this season saying, listen, this could be the season when Arteta could finally deliver and everything. And listen, at the end of the day, a lot of circumstances, few things have happened here and there, but I mean, let's call it out for what it is. Unfortunately, the Champions League right now, it's the only trophy that's basically there to play for, unfortunately, right? The league title is looking like it's very much out of reach at this point. But listen, as far as the Champions League is concerned, you guys are in the quarterfinals. You're running it back against Real Madrid. I mean, it's crazy. It's like, we're back in time traveling again, in the Champions League versus Real Madrid, potentially going through and facing Barca in the final again. Who knows, man? We could run it back. I'm just saying, Hooks. At the end of the day. But listen, what did you first of all think of like the game against PSV before we go any further? Like going the game against PSV against Real Madrid.
Do you mean the tie against PSV or the last game?
Yeah. How did you see it? Because obviously you guys had issues before the tie. You had injuries up front. There's been a lot of talk of where the goals were gonna come from. But listen, man, you guys absolutely battered them pillar to post in that first leg, man. In PSV, I was shocked by that.
I had zero doubt in my mind that we was going through to the quarterfinals. So much so that everybody was telling me, don't disrespect PSV. You shouldn't be disrespecting PSV. All the Arsenal YouTubers were saying, Arsenal are not going to win, probably going to draw, may even lose. Everyone was talking like PSV are some big shot, European club. And I just went, you know what? I support Arsenal, man. Like, I always say this, like, I don't support Tottenham. I support Arsenal. Do you know what I mean? And Arsenal should never be worrying about a club like PSV. No disrespect, you know what I mean? But they shouldn't be worrying about a club like PSV. We spend more money than them. We have better players than them. We have a deeper squad than them. We compete at a higher level than them. We week by week play more difficult opponents. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm just better in all aspects. Man were telling me I need to be worried about Noah Lang. I laughed. And then I went and I proceeded to beat them 7-1 at their ground. Not even at my ground, at their ground. And then we go into the second leg. I thought prior to the second leg, maybe Arsenal will go and break some records. But then I saw the lineup, and the lineup was pretty much Arteta saying, yeah, we're already through. We've already made it through. So I guess give some of the more fringe players a bit of a run out, maybe build up a bit more match fitness to use them at some point in the remainder of the season. And, it was a 2-2 draw. I mean, it was. I was surprised at how quickly we actually came out the gates and actually scored. But yeah, it was just I guess from the lineup that we started the game with Tierney, Moreno, and Sterling as our front three. Like, I think that's the worst front three.
Bro, that is the weirdest team I've ever. That's the weirdest front line I've ever seen Arsenal ever put up in my life.
In my whole life. So, like, look, we dealt with PSV how I expected us to, and then definitely after winning 7-1, like we just had to go through. Like, if Arsenal didn't go through to the quarterfinal after winning 7-1, then by the way,
just pack up the club, man.
Yeah, just at that point, at that point, you just got to pack up and say, cool, you know. I personally would have I'd sack him on the spot. On the do you know what? Don't let him on the coach back to the airport. Don't let him back on the plane. Like, he's got to find his own way home, because that is diabolical. Like, so cool. Then, you know, we find out we get Real Madrid in the next round. I wanted Real Madrid. Real Madrid is actually who I wanted, and the reason it's more so like it's more so me not wanting Atletico Madrid than me wanting Real Madrid, because I firmly believe we have more of a chance going up against Real Madrid. Atletico Madrid kind of like exemplifies like the thing that Arsenal have the biggest problem with.
The kryptonite, basically.
Yeah, they're basically like they're the masters of what we're the weakest against in it, and it would have just been a mad frustrating game. And to go up against what we struggle against the most, while that team also having very clinical options up front, like it would have been like the most painful game. To it probably would have been 0-0 at our ground, and then they'd probably win 1-0 at theirs, and I'll be sitting there thinking, for the whole time, why the hell can't we score? And then Simeone. Like, they're just too good at what they do. Like, they even shut out Real Madrid at their ground 1-0. Like, they shut them out. Like, do you know what I mean? So yeah, I'm happy with the Real Madrid. My thing as well is like, I remember the period of time when Arsenal wasn't in the Champions League, and I remember how upset and frustrated and like angry I was every season we didn't get into the Champions League. And the reason for that is I want to watch my club play against the best clubs in the world. That's the whole reason why I'm in the Champions League. Like, yeah, it'd be great to win it, but at the base, the minimum, I want to be watching my team play in the biggest club competition in club football. Why would I not? Do you know what I mean? I want to see us play Real Madrid. I want to see I was upset that I didn't get Juve. I was mad that PSV beat Juve. I wanted Juve. I would have been so happy to have got Juve. Then obviously I want to go. I'm disappointed again because I can't play Liverpool if I make it to the semis because they got knocked out. So I'm hoping I get PSG, play PSG again. The way that PSG are playing at the moment, that'd be a very interesting game to see. Do you know what I mean? How that all pans out. Like, just on a side note, like where PSG found a lot of luck against Liverpool, I don't think they would find that same luck against Arsenal, because Liverpool play in a controlled manner, but we play in a much more controlled manner. Like, we're super strict with it. Like, we will endlessly recycle the ball until we find that one moment. Like, we're not trying to do anything too crazy. So it would be a tactical battle, and that would be very interesting to see. And then, you know, I've got the opportunity of do I want to get revenge against Barcelona in the final, or do I want to get revenge against Bayern in the final? You know what I mean? Or do I want to get revenge against Inter Milan for them beating us earlier on in the Champions League? Like, this is the thing, yeah. There's like, I could potentially have a run where I play like some of the biggest and like most world-renowned European clubs. And that's what I'm here for. I'm here to watch my club play the best teams. I'm here to watch Arsenal go up against the best players. And then obviously I'm not someone who's like, every season I must win a trophy, or it's game over. Games. Why did I even watch the football then? I'm not that type of person. I'm like, cool. I'm looking at it. Cool. We play Real Madrid this season. If we beat them, that's a massive boost for the players. If we don't beat them, that's experience that we can take into next season's Champions League. And, you know, we learn from it in the transfer window. Obviously, with Berta here now, you know, he does the serious business. And then we go on into the Champions League next season and hopefully we go a bit further. But everything's learning. Do you know what I mean? So, yeah, I mean, overall, I'm enjoying the Champions League, I guess. And I'm... a lot of people are like, you know, annoyed with me or like angry with me because I'm not sitting there going, so yeah, Arsenal drew Real Madrid, so yeah, we lose 4-0 and we are knocked out the Champions League, and yeah. But do you know what I mean? Like, I'm not
Yeah. I hear you.
You get me? I'm out here. You get me? Chest on the line, blood. I get me. King hooks.
You got to back it. Here's the thing, man. I've said it before. Listen, I don't have an issue. Listen, here's the thing. You obviously understand the daunting task that is coming up against Real Madrid. You understand? I'm sure. Like, of course, you understand it, right? But of course, you're gonna go into that game saying, "Listen, man, we're here, man. At the end of the day, man, football is a funny sport. It's a very, very funny sport, bro. Sometimes, bro, David beats Goliath. You feel me, right? Come on, man. Like, we've seen it, man. And listen, in that quarterfinal, you can bet your bottom dollar, bro. I will be on Arsenal's side, man. I'll be singing Gunners for life, man, on that day, man. Because listen, at the end of the day, man, I watched that game against Atleti, man. Listen, at the end of the day, it was just one of those things where I just feel like the way the game ended just ruined the whole thing for me. Where I just feel like when it came to that penalty shootout, the way everything ended with Alvarez's penalty completely been ruled out as a miss when it could have just been retaken if you feel like he took a second touch. When we know that as people who've watched football for a long time, we've seen during penalty shootouts, goalkeepers come off their line, save a penalty, referee rules it back and says, all right, retake it because you were off your line, right? I feel like we need to have the same energy when players have an accidental touch, right? But to completely rule out the miss, you basically giving the other team the advantage because of a mistake from the other team. You understand what I'm saying, right? And that is what, for me, ruined the whole thing. But look, as far as Arsenal is concerned, I hear everything that you're saying, right? At the end of the day, Real Madrid you're right about Atleti. You know, Atleti are stinky to play against. Bro, I hate, like, well, I'm in the same league as Atletico. I never like playing them. Even though we relatively in La Liga have a good record against Atletico, I never like playing them. I never like playing them, bro, because you just know they will give you the ball and they will just say, all right, break us down. And then you just be sitting there like, bro, looking at their team, you're like, bro, I can literally look at the wall. Look at the wall of defense, bro. How is my team gonna break that wall? You feel me, right? So it's gonna be irritating. And I feel like watching Real Madrid this season, yes, they have won games. Yes, they do have a great front attack. But listen, man, this team is not invincible. I've seen them lose more games than I thought I would see them lose this season, especially in the league. I've seen Betis beat them. I've seen Espanyol beat them. You understand what I'm saying? We've beaten them. We've scored 9 goals against them this season. Yeah. You see what I'm saying, right? At the end of the day, and I guess the good news for you is when that tie comes around, a few of your players will return from injury again, mainly Saka. Right, Saka being back by the time that tie comes around is big news, right? I know guys like Havertz and all these guys are not going to be back, but having him back, having guys like Ethan in the team still doing their thing, right? Sterling had a great game. He is going to be important if you guys are going to do anything. He needs to turn up in those games. I know he's really turned up in big. Raheem Sterling, right? He did well in the last game against PSV.
No, he didn't, man.
But
that guy, man,
hey, listen, if you guys are going to win, everyone needs to turn up. Trossard, everybody needs to turn up. For some reason, man. Like, if it's just for one game, right, they need to turn up. But look, at the end of the day, it is going to be tough, obviously, right? But you got to go into that game believing, man. Football is a funny sport. Like, you could go in there. Who knows? The first leg is at Madrid. I'm sorry, no, at Arsenal, right? Is it the first leg is at the Emirates?
First leg is at the Emirates, yeah.
So here's the thing. Just go to the Emirates and get a win. That's it. Doesn't matter how you get it. Doesn't matter how you stink it out. Get a win. Go to the Bernabeu with a win. You feel me, right? Make
Yeah.
sure that now they have to come out and come at you. So you guys can just come in, basically do what you guys have been doing best for the past 2 seasons, having the best defense in the league, right? That great defense did just turn up at the Bernabeu. And who knows, man? If you guys absolutely fraud a draw over there, man, who cares? Who
Yeah.
cares? You feel me, right? Yeah, people can say, oh, well, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter, bro. I've said it before. There's certain games, especially in the Champions League, you don't have to be the best team over 2 legs to win it, man. It's a team that's more effective that wins the thing. That's what Madrid have been doing the past few years. They haven't been the best team in Europe, but they've always been the team that's been most effective in games, to kill games. That's how they always qualify, right? But yeah, man, listen, good luck in the Champions League. And like I said, man, if you guys knock, listen, I'm not going to lie to you, Hooks. You know me, man. Like, there's nothing more annoying in YouTube, bro, than dealing with nauseating Arsenal fans. Not you, because I can deal with you, right? Because even if you're hyping your team, I can deal with that. There's certain people, man, they're just too much for me. I'm just like, bro, oh my God, these guys are so annoying, right? But I'll say this now. If you beat Madrid, bro, I will be one of those. No, I will join those Arsenal fans just for that moment, man. Because listen, at the end of the day, I need that, bro. I need that against Madrid to tell them, yo, you guys lost to this Arsenal team. Don't talk to me. Arsenal knocked you out of the Champions League 2 times, bro. You played in the Champions League against Arsenal 2 times, and both times you've been knocked out by Arsenal. Don't talk to me again, bro.
Yeah.
You feel me, right? That's what I just need that. I just need that. But look,
You got
I do want to
Dortmund,
talk
didn't it?
about what's that?
You got Dortmund, didn't it?
Yeah, we do. And
Yeah, you got
look,
Dortmund.
we,
So
hmm.
I think that, as crazy as it sounds, I feel like Barcelona's path to the final is a lot harder than Arsenal's, because look, you beat Dortmund, which I think you will. I think you will beat Dortmund. You then have to face either Inter Milan or Bayern. Now, Inter Milan is the simpler game, yeah, because you know what you expect from Inter Milan. They're going to be very. It's like playing at Atletico Madrid, but then I just feel it will come to a point where your attack will eventually break through, and then when your attack breaks through, it's not like, yeah, we just broke through once. They just continue to break through, and like all you really have to do is break through early against Inter Milan, and then force them just to come a bit out of their shell, and then I feel at that point Barcelona will just like take the piss. That's my personal belief in it. Now, Bayern, that's the tricky one, because yeah, you lot are cold going forward, but you leave way too much space.
Way too much.
Way too much space. Yeah. And Bayern have got a lot of players that will just eat all of that up. They'll eat all of it up. You got Harry Kane that can just find anybody. What? Musiala. What? Find Sane, Breezums, find Coleman. Like they would like so this is the only thing in it. Like, I don't know, man. I don't know about the thing is, yeah, I don't think Inter are gonna beat Bayern. I think Bayern are being heavily.
Here's the thing with that game. Here's the thing, Hooks, right? I hear what you're saying, but for me, as much as I feel like when you look at Bayern Munich's team, right, their attack looks scary on paper. Like you think about Harry Kane, Musiala, Sane, Gnabry, Olise, all these guys, right? But yeah, that's what I'm saying. They have a very, very good team. Don't get it twisted. But here's the thing, right? I feel like this season, right? Company hasn't really got the best out of them. We saw what they could do at their best against Leverkusen. That game against Leverkusen, for me, I think it showed everyone that if these guys can figure it out, this is how good they can be. You understand what I'm saying? For me, I'm going to be very, very honest with you, Hooks. I think the Inter game is going to be much harder because I'll tell you why. Even though, yes, I know you're talking about their attack. I know you're talking about Bayern's attack. But I've seen their defense this season, even in the Bundesliga, right? I know Leverkusen did well against Leverkusen, but their defense, just like our defense, leaves way too much holes. And you see how our specialty this season is our attack. If you are not good defensively, we can kill you. You understand what I'm saying, right? That's what I feel Inter have that Bayern don't have. Inter with Inzaghi, Inzaghi, bro, knows how to fix his defenses. He's very similar to Simeone, man. Like, they are so stubborn defensively. Like, breaking them down is not as easy as many people think it is. Yes, you can break through sometimes, but I feel like in certain games, like if Inzaghi plays against Barca in the semifinals, he's not going to come into the game trying to attack us. It's kind of like how we would approach the City game in the start of the season, right? Where he would come into the game just saying, all right, listen, man, you break us down. First leg at Barcelona, he would just say, all right, you break us down. We would just see, we're happy to take the draw back to the San Siro. You understand what I'm saying, right? So I feel like with Bayern, they would try to come at us, and we might be able to wound them. But I think Inter Milan won't do that. Inter Milan will actually sit back, and probably Barca is, bro, we struggle, even though we scored a lot of goals. I've seen teams sit back against us, and we struggle to break them down. You understand what I'm saying, right? So for me, I feel like the Inter game might just be a little bit harder. But listen, both teams are going to be hard to beat, because I feel like the way Bayern are playing against Leverkusen, if they continue like this, geez, like they will be definitely a handful in the semifinals if we see them there, for sure. I mean, yeah, man. But listen, as far as the UCL is concerned, it's going to be very interesting, man. I feel like these quarterfinals is just going to be as crazy. It wouldn't surprise me if we see a shock. Because even though, yeah, I feel like we should beat Dortmund, I am confident against Dortmund, right? But, bro, I'm not going to lie to you, man. If you watch the Champions League every season, haven't you been seeing what we've been doing the past 10 years? How many times have you gone into games thinking, yeah, that's Barcelona's win, man. Barca got that. And then somehow you see like, yo, what? Barca lost. How did Barca mess that up? You think about Roma in 2018. Think about Liverpool against 2019. You would have put your house on us winning those games, when especially Liverpool when we were 3-0 up. You would think, all right, they booked their place in the final. You feel me, right? You think about last season against PSG. We went away to PSG and won. Everyone's thinking, all right, the tie is over because they've already won the first leg. Second leg is over. You feel me, right? Yeah. And then look what happened in the second leg. That's why as much as I want to go into this game completely arrogant, I can't. I have to be cautiously confident. You feel me, right? Where I'm just like, just don't screw up. Just be professional and you get the job done. Because this Dortmund team are trash. You feel me, right? That's really it. But yeah, man, listen. As far as you guys are concerned, I do want to ask you honestly about Mikel Arteta, right? Because here's the thing. In the start of the season, when we were talking, you were actually, you still backing the manager. You still believed, that he could still get it done this season. You know what I mean? Right? You give him the benefit of the doubt. And I did see that around the time when you guys got knocked out of the Carabao Cup by Newcastle, I could see that there was a little bit of changing happening with you, where you were kind of looking at them saying, maybe this guy may not be it. You feel me, right? Now, I don't know. Maybe it was because of the emotion of getting knocked out of the Carabao Cup at the time. Maybe that was what I was talking. I do want to know, to be honest with you, right? Where do you stand with the manager this season? Are you one of those people where you're like, if he gets knocked out of the Champions League, then we need to look forward next season to to a new management and stuff like that?
Yeah, I mean, like, I don't know. I've been fairly consistent with this across the season. Like, if he doesn't win me majors this year, then I would want someone else at the helm going into next season. But the thing is, like, I can't control that. Do you know what I mean? That's not something that I can control. Like, I would be happy to see him go. I wouldn't be angry if he stayed. That's kind of the way that I would put it, because I'm not the type of person who every conversation I have or every stream I go on, I'm going to be slating the manager in it. But the difference this time is, let's just say we don't win anything, and then he does keep his job, and we're now going into the summer with someone above him that I trust when it comes to recruitment. So the thing that I will have to kind of put my faith in is that they went for Berta because they acknowledged that they needed someone in that role that has a CV and is really experienced and needs to know what they are doing. And B, he has more power than Arteta when it comes to decisions that affect the I guess the long-term vision and strategy of the club from a personnel perspective. So that's not just like who's that's not just transfers, that's staff as well. So like the recruitment team, the scouts, the data analysts, like however they are involved in like this, like I guess bettering the long-term vision and strategy of the club. Berta has more power than Arteta. And the third thing is, I don't believe that Berta is someone who would have joined Arsenal if it was made very clear to him that he doesn't have more power in certain areas and aspects of the club than the manager. I don't think he would have done that. This is the same brother that used to swing it with Simeone. Like he used to beef with Simeone. Like, do you get it? They didn't always see eye to eye, but he still made things happen. So I guess one of the, I want to say, I don't know if I can call it a cop out. Maybe it's an excuse, but something that I have heard a lot of Arsenal fans say across like the last 2 years that are in not just on, they're on both sides of the sphere when it, because the fan base at Arsenal is very divided, is that Arteta hasn't had someone above him in the director of football role that knows what they're doing. And he's been let down by the fact that he doesn't have someone in that role that has the experience, has the book, the black book, you can call up the dons, you get it, hasn't had that. Yeah. So Berta's here now. Cool. Let's see if he does stay, let's see if Arteta can do better with having that person above him. That, in my opinion, will shed a lot of load off of Arteta. And now Arteta can just focus on the pitch, in the team meetings, on the training ground, and just thinking about new ideas tactically. Because I do think he does need to cook up a few new tactical ideas. So yeah, and I mean that's kind of where I'm at. Like, I feel like, do you know what? Yeah, I genuinely feel like maybe YouTube isn't the right place for me to be, because like I'm not the type of fan that's like, I don't pick a side. Do you get what I'm saying? I don't pick a side. So it's not, I don't go like Arteta out and then I'll be Arteta out until the in end of eternity. Like I'm not polarized like that. I often sit in the middle. So what will happen is, like, throughout a season or a period of time, my opinions will change based on new information. Yeah, new information that I'm presenting.
Really assess facts.
Yeah,
I got you, man.
And people don't like that. People don't like that. In YouTube, internet,
you have to do one or the other. I hear that.
They really don't like that. So yeah, but it's who I am, in it. Like, but the thing is, yeah, like it's like one thing that I don't know, I think about it a lot, yeah, but it's like people feel like before, and this could apply to all YouTubers, but this is the feeling that I get, yeah. People think that we didn't have opinions on football until we came onto YouTube. Like, you know what I mean? Like, we didn't have like a way of being when it came to football before coming on YouTube, because it's like, I'm not this way because I'm on a camera. I'm not this way because I'm on your show. I'm not this way because I'm here X, Y, Z or whatever. I've always been this way. If anything, sometimes my friends will call me and be like, "Yo, Hawks, man, like I wish when we used to have those footballing conversations, yeah, you was this calm." And do you get it? I'm actually a super controversial person. Like, I'm one of those people that will argue with you until the end of time. But because obviously I'm conscious that I'm on a show with other people, and other people have to talk, and you get it. So, but yeah, man, like, look, I don't think it's a productive conversation to talk about are you Arteta in or Arteta out. I don't think it's a productive conversation because we could talk about it till the cows come home and not like whatever I believe. Do you know what I mean? It's not going to change anything. Do you know what I mean? That's why when I sit on streams and like people are screaming, "Oh, you top gooner," and I'm like, well, you're not a top gooner, and he's still here. Do you know what I mean? Right. So it's like, well, what do we do from here? So yeah, man. But we see what happens, man. Like, all I know is, regardless of anything, it's time Arsenal gets over the line. That's the only thing that I know. Is it's time that Arsenal gets over the line in something, and that's something I hope is something big. So I think we're third favorites for the Champions League this season. Like officially,
so there's Madrid, obviously Barca. I mean, I guess if you look at the table, yes, you are technically.
No, I mean we're actually. I think we're officially
third favorites on the bookies.
Yeah. Like we're actually the favorites to beat Real Madrid.
Wow. Yeah, I saw that. That's what I'm not gonna lie. To me, it's a little crazy that you guys are, because I do think that when it comes to Champions League heritage, you can't ignore Champions League heritage when it comes to Madrid. And I feel like, yes, can you beat them? Of course you can. Football, of course you can. But, you know, I feel like Champions League heritage should grant who should be given the.
But heritage is not. You understand what I'm saying? But heritage is not a real thing.
I feel like for Madrid it is. I'm gonna be very honest with you, Hooks. When it comes to Madrid, the way, like, no, because you know why? Because I share a league with these guys. You understand what I'm saying, right?
You can't measure it.
That's what. But no. Here's the thing. Because I'm in the same league with them, I'm telling you, bro, the way they turn up in the Champions League is different from the league, bro. If you look at Madrid in La Liga and Madrid in the Champions League, it's like two different teams, bro. You understand what I'm saying? They just switch. There's something that just switches whenever like they hear that Champions League song, bro. You understand what I'm saying, right? I don't understand it. Like, you think about it, the way they did the last 10 years, like last 10 to 15 years, the way they dominated European football. Look at how we dominated La Liga, right? They won, like Cristiano Ronaldo in his career won how many Champions Leagues? I think like 4 Champions Leagues or 5 while he was there, right? Around 4 Champions Leagues he won. He won 2 league titles. And he was there for 8 years. He only won 2 league titles in that time, right? But in the Champions League, even though the Champions League is the elite league where all the big clubs come into play, right? For some reason, they always do well there. Now, that doesn't mean they're unstoppable or they're invincible. Of course, they can be beaten, right? But I just feel like with Madrid, bro, they got one team you just don't want to see them, bro. And if you will see them in the Champions League, you got to kill them. Like, you got to kill them dead. Like, how many times have we seen this club when it looks like they're just about to go out of nowhere, bro? Late winner, late equalizer, and then just like that.
Yeah, but it's very easy to explain. It's not heritage. It's like they just have a lot of match winners. Their team is actually consisted of match winners. Like, they have the most match winners in their team, which is why when they go into a competition that is all about moments, because they have the most match winners, they're more likely to win a match. Hence why, you know, when they go into the so for example, Ronaldo, 4 to 5 Champions League, but only 2 titles, is very simple to explain. Champions League, there's less matches. Champions League, it doesn't matter what any other team is doing. It only matters what you do. In the league, it's a bit different. In the league, you need to be consistent over a longer period of time. In La Liga, Real Madrid have absolutely zero control over Barcelona going and beating Osasuna 10-0. They have no control over that. Do you know what I mean? And then over 38 games, well, I don't know if it's 38 games in La Liga or however many games. 38 games. Over 38 games, there's going to be periods throughout the season where a lot of your key players drop out. In the Champions League, that doesn't matter, because even if, for example, Benzema drops out, Modric drops out. I think Rudiger was there at the time. Let's just say Ramos drops out. It doesn't matter because they still have Ronaldo. They still have Benzema. Do you get what I'm saying? They still have
Yeah, they have match winners.
they have match. They just have more match winners than everybody else. In the Champions League, it doesn't matter if Barcelona beats Arsenal 6-2. The only thing that matters is when Real Madrid meets Barcelona, do they win the game? That's why in the Champions League, they're more successful. It's very simple, but people say heritage. But the thing is, out of this, maybe a poor example because they've won it recently, but there will be, look at the first time that Real Madrid won the Champions League after Ronaldo left. Yeah.
Oh yeah, the 2022 season.
What does Vinny had never won the Champions League before? So what's the heritage? Rodrigo he hadn't won it. Well, where's the heritage?
I mean, but to be fair, they did have Benzema, who was Ballon d'Or. That was Ballon d'Or Benzema that season. Who them that.
But what I'm trying to say is this heritage thing is BS.
No, I completely understand it because here's the thing. I feel like this season with the new Champions League format, we've kind of seen how, because in the league format, you know how they struggled in the league format phase. You feel me, right? They were not even in the top 8. They didn't even make top 8, right? And I do see your point, and I kind of even mentioned this on my channel, right? When the playoff came in, I was like, this is the thing with Madrid. I don't think we're gonna see the best out of them until they reach the knockouts. Because for some reason they only do well when it's knockout time and it's elimination rounds where they only need to win two games and aggregate score and then they go through. You feel me, right? And you saw it against Atleti. That's literally what happened, right? They didn't play well against Atleti in that second leg, but they left the stadium with the win. You understand what I'm saying, right? Which is what matters. But listen, at the end of the day, I do understand what you mean, right? And as far as your point about being one of these people that are always in the middle, as far as like where you stand on managers, players, or whatever. Listen, I'll be honest with you. I don't have a problem with that. I'm gonna be very honest with you, Hooks. The thing with me is when it comes to me and my club, that's how I treat every manager when you come in. This is why this season, right? Despite everything that's happened to Barca, I have not come out and said, "Oh, Hansi Flick is the problem." Hansi Flick, if he doesn't, I mean, I'm seeing it on my chat. People are telling me, "Yo, if Hansi Flick doesn't do this, I need him sacked." The people are saying that. I've said this before. I'm like, listen, man, this guy just arrived. I'm not judging him. You understand what I'm saying, right? He's had one season. He's not bad. He has only had one signing. He's dealing with last season's players. He's working with what he has. I'll give him the benefit of the doubt. You understand what I'm saying, right? I'm not one of these people that are just always quick to rant and always ask for the manager's head, right? No matter what happens, right? I hope that he wins us a trophy this season, but I'm going to judge him when he has his players next season, right? When he's given the opportunity to go to the transfer window and buy his players, get rid of the players he doesn't want. Then I'm like, all right, cool. Let's see what you can do now, right? Okay, let me see you cook now. Now cook. You feel me, right? So here's the thing. When it comes to Arsenal, you're right. Some people that are Arteta out, yes, they are just Arteta out. They don't care about anything. You feel me, right? Doesn't matter what Arteta does. They won't give it credit. They will do this. They will do that. You feel me, right? And then there are those who are Arteta out now because they feel like they've kind of given the manager so much time because the manager has been there now for 5 years, to be fair. You understand what I'm saying, right? Where they're like, at the end of the day, man, you've had 5 years, man. Like, we keep doing this thing where every season we're saying this is the problem, that's the problem, this is the problem, that's the problem, right? At one point are we going to start looking at the manager and say, okay, maybe the manager is the problem, right? Whereas you have people also who are Arteta in, who would always make the excuse of Arteta, this is the problem, that's the problem, this is the problem, that's the problem, this is the problem, that's the problem. Okay, fine. I'm one of these people where I'm like, okay, cool. At some point, it can't be everybody is the problem apart from the manager. So if the sporting director is the problem that we're saying is the issue now, okay, cool. I'm just the guy watching from the outside. I'm not an Arsenal fan, right? But if you're saying, okay, let's say maybe if this new sporting director Berta comes in, and you're right, Berta is a top sporting director, right? Right? He's been at Atletico for years, right? Let's see what he does at Arsenal. Maybe if he comes in at Arsenal, he'll be a ruthless sporting director. If he feels like what's his name? Arteta is not going to do enough with what he's been given, then he will make the call for the manager to be gone. You understand what I'm saying, right? Maybe and at that point, I feel like maybe then the players might say, all right, new sporting director, still nothing changed. You've had 5 years, players have been signed, things have happened. You still can't get it done. So at some point now, we now have to look at you now. We're looking at you. And I feel like that's where a lot of people now are with Arteta this season, because they feel like it's been 5 years. Why is it that we haven't won a trophy? And that's the important thing too, Hooks. It's not about what trophies you've won. You feel me, right? Because you can say, all right, we haven't won the league title. We haven't won the Champions League. All right, cool. I can hear that. But have we won the FA Cup since 2020? Have we won the Carabao Cup? Have we won the Europa League? These are all trophies that, on paper, let's be honest, Hooks, you guys have the team to win these trophies, right? And
but so do other teams, and this is what people fail.
Yeah, and that's true, and that is true. I don't deny that, but I feel like, especially the past 2 years, how good you guys were, right? I feel like with Arteta, he was prioritizing the Premier League more times than any other trophies, and that's why for me, I was like, I understand that you prioritize the league because there's the top dog title, but you haven't won a trophy. And sometimes with fans, they can be patient if they see that trophies are coming. Okay, they'll be like, cool, the Premier League didn't come this year. At least we won the FA Cup. I'll give him next season to win the league.
Sorry to cut in there.
Go ahead. Keep going.
Now what people are, but that's basically, because I've seen a lot of people say this, yeah, that's people now like basing their judgment on Arteta on a narrative that they've created in their mind that they don't even know is true. Because you don't know if Arteta opted to prioritize the Premier League over the cups. Nobody knows that. Like, this is what I mean. It's like sometimes people get so angry, and this is now, I'm talking about Arsenal fans now. They get so, well, I guess it can apply to, because obviously other teams go through these similar scenarios with their own managers. They get so angry off of like ideas that they've created that they don't even know is a fact, and then they will beat the manager or players with that stick that there's no evidence that is true. And it's sort of like insanity, because then you will keep on thinking this is the reason, then you're getting more mad and more mad and more mad, and then you don't see anything else. Like, I'll give you an example, yeah. Like, a lot of Arsenal fans are saying that Arne Slot coming in his first season with Liverpool, winning the league, is a slight on Arteta, and a reason why Arteta should be removed from his position. But what if Slot's just the better manager? What if Slot just had a really good season? What if Liverpool just played out of their skin, wanted it more than the players in any other team? Because people forget it's not just Arsenal that lose the league. There's 19 other teams that didn't win the league. But obviously, if Arsenal don't win it, it's only Arsenal that's lost the league, innit? They don't think about these things. They don't. I know that people try and say, oh, it's an excuse. But the fact of the matter is, this season in world football, we have only seen Declan Rice and Trossard receive a red card for a second yellow of kicking the ball away, wasting time. We haven't seen anybody else get sent off for that. We haven't seen anybody else. So cool. If other players, because we've seen it happen, we've seen loads of players waste time or try to delay quick set pieces or quick throw-ins or whatever. Yeah. Now, if I see it happening to loads of different teams, not even in the Premier League, across world football, then I'm like, okay, cool, our bad. But now I'm looking at it like nobody's been punished since Trossard. And the only other person that was punished before Trossard was Declan Rice. So I've only seen this happen to Arsenal. I haven't seen it happen to anybody else. And this is where I get mad, innit? Because I understand that there's certain people within the fan base that are always going to the excuse. So they won't look at any other factor that could have contributed to why Arsenal dropped points or why Arsenal didn't win. But then on the flip side, people ignore that fact. They'll be like, oh, it's an excuse. They ignore that fact. Cool. We look at Arsenal this season. There has been no point in this season where we've had our full 11. No point this season. We've had our full 11. Somebody's always been out. And then it's like, cool. But then you look at, okay, cool. Other teams have had injuries. People go like, oh, look at Tottenham.
Right.
Cool. But my caveat will be what Tottenham are fighting for and what Arsenal are fighting for are two different things. Because at the beginning of the season, if both teams are fit, nobody's saying that Tottenham are challenging for the league. Nobody. That's not their expectation. Their expectation is not to win the league. That's my expectation. So when I have players that are injured, it impacts me a lot more than it would at Tottenham. And then on top of that, cool. Look at the players. We've had our franchise player out. I haven't seen Saka play for Arsenal since December. There was a 12 to 15 game period. We didn't have Ødegaard, my captain. He's having a poor season, but in those games he was gone. If he was there, Saka gets more. Maybe he gets more. Maybe our fortunes look a bit different. Since January, Havertz, I'm not seeing him for the remainder of the season. Whatever you think about Havertz, fine. You like him, you don't like him, whatever. He's our starting 9. There's no one else that plays in the 9 position for Arsenal that's been more effective and has a higher output than him. Fact. Whether you like him or not, this is the fact. I'm not seeing him no more. So now I'm in a scenario from the end of January where I have no Saka and I have no Havertz. If you go back to the beginning of the season, they were pretty much the two people that was carrying Arsenal. Their link up at the beginning of the season was crazy. So whether you like them or not, because people say, oh, Saka's not even that good. Whether you like them or not, it don't matter. These are Arsenal's most valued players. They're gone now. And it's like, cool, because we live in the world of the internet. Because we live in the world of the internet where everything has to be so polarized, we can't talk about that as being an actual issue that Arsenal have had to face this season. So it's like, cool, there's many of things that have happened across the course of the season that, yeah, sure, Arteta should have done better in certain scenarios. But it's not just Arteta. The players should have done better in scenarios. Like, I don't care what anyone says. Like, Havertz missing chances, Saka missing chances, Trossard missing chances. That's not on Arteta. It's like Pep said before. All he can do is create a system or a style of play or patterns that can get you to the final third. Once you get to the final third, it's your individual brilliance.
It's on you.
And that's all it is. So, yeah, is Arteta culpable for things? Yes. Is the board culpable for things? Yes. Are the players culpable? Yes. Everybody is culpable. There's probably people behind the scenes that we don't even know about that are in our clubs that are culpable for our downfalls. It's a team effort. Do you know what I mean? Just like when we progress and we win, it's a joint effort. When we go back and we lose, it's a joint effort. But it's like Arsenal fans' only solution and football fans, their only solution to when they don't win things is sack the manager. But there's other solutions. you get what I'm saying? Like the only solution.
I understand for sure. I mean,
Yeah,
look, I see your point, and this is the thing, bro. You do make a lot of valid points, right? Yeah. At the end of the day, Arteta works with what he's been given. You understand what I'm saying, right? For me, as a football fan in general, right? I'm gonna be very, very honest with you guys. I'm just the guy watching from the outside. This is what I think. Who would you, hooks you, right? Who would you look at as the problem in the past where you thought, because here's the thing with me watching, right? I used to think before this season when you guys had the injuries, I always used to think that your squad was a little bit thin. You understand what I'm saying, right? Your attack was little thin. You guys were over reliant on Saka. You understand what I'm saying, right? As much as I may not rate Havertz like you rate Havertz, I feel like you guys needed a 20 goal a season striker. That was just me. You understand what I'm saying, right? I felt like you guys needed a better goal scorer than him, right? I did believe that you guys needed maybe another number 10 because Odegaard also was another one who you guys were over relying on, right? You needed another winger because I felt like Martinelli has been poor for seasons now, right? Here's the thing with me, right? And I don't know. For me, I feel like you are right. Some people do blame Arteta for it because some people do agree with my point that there is areas in this team that you need new players in, right? But some people do blame Arteta, saying that Arteta is the one that because he keeps saying it's his decision. This is the players he wants and all these stuff. People kind of look at him and say, "All right, cool. You wanted these players. This is on you. If the season ends and we don't do well, we're looking at you then, right?" Are you one of those people where you're just like, maybe he's just kind of like trying to defend the club and maybe it wasn't on him? Maybe that, when what's his name was there? Who was the sporting director previously? Edu. Right. Edu was in charge. Maybe he was the one that wasn't doing enough in the transfer window, maybe not getting the players that he might have wanted. What do you kind of look at it as? Do you look at it as maybe, Arteta's just working what he has, or maybe he's been culpable for not going out and actually dealing with the issues of the club?
I feel like he's just taking accountability.
Right.
Personally, I feel like he's just trying to set a good behavior within the squad. Like it's on me. Do you know what I mean? Like, and don't get me wrong, sometimes he does like point in other directions, but then people need to remember the human element of everything. Like, he is human. Do you know what I mean? Like, he's a human being. Like, and I mean, if we all had a bit of humility, we'd be like, cool, there's certain scenarios in our lives where it probably was our fault, but we pointed the blame elsewhere, or we diverted for whatever reason. So like, it just is what it like. Look, and you say about the Havertz thing, for example, or even the lack of players that we have in certain areas where we need players. Yeah, the thing is, that's an opinion. That's an opinion. Because something I say a lot, yeah, is Arsenal, yeah, and our players are viewed very differently inside the world of football to what they are by people who sit on the couch and analyze football. Very different. Very, very different. So what we think isn't good, you don't know why Barcelona signed Rafinha, for example. You don't know why the manager at the time, whoever was the manager, you don't know why. Yeah, Xavi, you don't know why he wanted Rafinha. You just look at Rafinha and you go, okay, when I'm watching Rafinha, I see he's got XYZ qualities. And then you're trying to assume a place like, cool, I think because he can do XYZ, this is probably why Xavi wanted him. But you don't actually know why. Mm-hmm. And this is the thing with managers that are like meticulous, like Arteta, they could sign a player for the smallest margin to change within the squad that you would never understand unless you was in the background. That's why I don't shoot him for Havertz, because my assumption and this is my assumption, this is why I think he genuinely signed him, is because Arsenal, yeah, the way Arteta plays, you have to be positionally fluid. You have to be able to operate in a multitude of positions because we play in spaces. So you need to know what you have to do when you're on the right wing, even though you're a striker. Even though you're a 10. Do you know what I'm saying? If you look at Arsenal's team, a lot of them can play minimum 3 positions.
Right.
Havertz.
Yeah, versatile players. I got you.
Yeah. Havertz, versatile, also very intelligent at making runs, very intelligent with his movement. He can operate in many places across the pitch and not know what to do.
Right.
That's important to Arteta. Now, maybe to other people, that's not important, but those people aren't the manager. Like, those people aren't the ones trying to create and employ a system to play football. So there's reasons why he signed Havertz. You may not agree with them and you may want something different, but if you go and get that something different, then that may not fit into Arteta's system the way that he envisaged it. And then, so that's why when things on the pitch don't go so well, from a tactical perspective, you have to judge the manager, but you also have to judge the players. So I just think it's not as simple as. All I'm saying is I don't think it's as simple or black and white as a lot of people.
As just the manager is the manager. Yeah, everything is on the manager and everything. I mean, I hear it. For me, I just feel like when it comes to Arteta, for me, I judge Arteta for me based on everything I've seen. I've seen like seasons of him. I'm gonna be very honest with you, Hooks, right? The first time you guys hired him, I didn't know what to say about him, right? I just judged him as an open book. You understand what I'm saying? Where I'm like, listen, I've seen Pep Guardiola coming at my club practically zero, basically minimum to zero experience, coaching at the top level, and basically won 6 trophies in his only season at the club. You understand what I'm saying, right? So for me, I've seen managers come from nothing and do something at the club, right? Yeah. So I'm not one of these people where I'm like, when other clubs do it, I'm just like, I've seen Zidane do it too. I've seen Zidane come out, from nowhere, took over Madrid, and basically won 3 Champions Leagues in a row. I've seen it, right? So Arteta was one of those things where I was like, listen, maybe could be a stroke of genius. You understand what I'm saying? Maybe this could be a stroke of genius, and maybe at the end of the day, they might just honor the next big thing. Who knows? But listen, man, big up to my guy, Halftime Hooks, man. This has been an amazing show. Big up to you every single time. Listen, guys, make sure you guys go subscribe to Halftime Hooks channel, guys. Make sure you guys go subscribe to him. Listen, Hooks, you guys do have a game this weekend against Arsenal. I'm sorry, Chelsea, right? Confident about the game?
Yeah, I think we win it. Yeah, I think we win it.
Are you doing it?
Yeah, I think we win it. Yeah, I'm pretty confident we win it.
All right, listen, man. But yeah, man, listen. Good luck this Sunday. We'll see what definitely happens. But tell the people what's coming up on your channel, what they can expect soon, bro, on your channel.
Oh, but I just at this point, I just do content every single day. So I mean, I don't know. Maybe you've woken up and you can't get back to sleep. I don't know. Tune into my channel. You'll probably see me there live waffling about football in some way, shape, or form. And there's something there for everybody. I usually drop every day. Obviously, I drop on socials as well. So Insta, TikTok, all of that. I do shorts that a lot of people don't like my shorts because obviously they think that I'm a bit too, But it's what it is. I'm a pretty entertaining guy, comedian to a degree, and I try to make things as fun as possible. So, yeah, man. Come and show me some love if you want to. Come and show me some hate if you want to. I also accept the hate as well. As long as you subscribe, you can do whatever you want. So, yeah, man. Obviously, love for having me on. Again, I appreciate it, man. And, yeah, man.
Listen, man, you're doing your thing, man. And listen, at the end of the day, man, I'm happy for you, man, because you know what's crazy, man? When we did our first show, I think neither of us had hit like 1K yet. Right, crazy. We were in the hundreds still, right? And we were still like we were moving, we were skyrocketing fast, and now crazy because I think you're at 4K now on your channel, right?
Yeah, I'm just over 4. I'm like on the way to like 4.5K.
You're at 4.5. I just hit 3K. So it's crazy, man. Like it's crazy, like how quickly like you and I have risen. Like I've been keeping my eye on your stuff, man. You've been doing your thing. And listen, man, long may it continue, man. At the end of the day, man, at the end of the day, the sky's the limit, man. hopefully 10K by the end of 2025 with the both of us, man, for sure, man. But yeah, man, appreciate you for turning up, man. And big up to every single one of you guys who's been sitting here watching our show. Big up to Halftime Hooks. Make sure you guys go subscribe to this channel. Make sure you guys like the video, subscribe to this channel as well, man. Big up to every single one of you guys. Like I always say whenever we end these streams, please like the video, subscribe to the channel, and peace, you guys. And this is going to redirect you guys to Football Carnage, you guys. It's going to be redirecting you guys to Football Carnage, Football Mania. I will be turning up over there, guys, very, very soon. So go out there, guys, and make sure you guys watch me there because I'm sure me and Will are going to go at it today, man. But big ups to you guys. Take care. Peace, guys.